Hey family, are you manifesting? Are you taking that pretend money and manifesting that real money this morning? Or this afternoon or this evening, wherever you are? And I hope you're having a wonderful whatever you're doing. But I came on here this morning to say hello. You're alive because you're still listening to me. And welcome to my channel and welcome to whatever you're doing. Who knows what you're doing? And I'm coming on here today to talk about credit cards. All right. Just a little short spiel about credit cards because I've been getting flyers. So you know when your credit's kind of going up and getting better, which my credit score is going up, and I do know how to bring it up, but that's another day. But I saw this flyer for this credit card, and the credit limit was like $300 or something, and they wanted a deposit and all this stuff. And I said, I don't want a $300 credit card. I got credit cards that will run laps around that $300 card, and I don't want another card. Anyway, I got enough credit cards. You know, I'm narrowing them down. I had a bunch of credit cards, and I'm narrowing them down to my larger credit cards and more established credit cards. But I want to try to tell you to try not to get those lower end credit cards. I know you wanted to establish your credit, but if you do, go to a company that is established, that does that type of thing. If there's two different types of credit cards that you can do, secured is when you give the company a cash deposit. Okay, it can be, they may instruct you for whatever credit limit you want, give us that deposit. If you want an $800 credit limit, you have to give us $800 to secure it. Okay, and they'll hold on to that and give you that limit. Now, if you default on the card, they get to keep that money to help pay and to pay for that card. Okay, so you may still, in some companies, you may default and they may still charge you for the other $800. You defaulted on that payment when you signed up for them. So you have to be careful of that. And also, this is good to establish credit if you don't have any credit, but you have to watch the companies because I've seen some of the companies, they don't go up. They keep hanging at that $300 limit and they won't go up. Or instead of taking the one card and going up on it, they'll offer you another card. So now you got two $300 cards instead of them offering, how about one card with $600? It's a way to drag you into, you got two credit cards and then eventually they may go up on the credit limit. And there's one card in particular, I'm not going to name cards, like that are bad, but most of us have those cards, and it seems they go after people that are in debt and they get you tied up. And then they don't want to leave. This one card that I've seen all over the internet with the cash stuffers, they don't want to go up on the credit limit at all. They don't want to leave when you want them to leave. You say close it and they want to leave it open. Until I finally went, okay, if you're going to leave it open, I'm not going to pay you. I just want it charged off. I would rather have it at a debt collector because they don't want you to leave. But it's a bad card. They're there for people that have credit problems. And once you're out of the credit problems, they want to keep you, of course. But it's just a bad card. And then sometimes when you use the card, it won't work. It's not that there's no money on there. They decide, or whoever, the card's not working. And you call them and you try to get customer service. They're bad on the customer service. And I noticed another thing, lately they have the same people answering. It's like two people in the office and they're answering and they may be at home. But I'm like, why am I getting the same people? If you're this big gigantic company, I shouldn't be getting exactly the same people on that telephone. So that's kind of suspicious to me, with that. But that's secure. There's a lot of secure credit cards, but I would make sure that I go with a name brand. Don't jump on it. There's new cards out there that you never even heard of. I would leave them alone. There was one, I was reading the flyer on one that my cousin had, and she said, "What is this?" And I said, "I never heard a name." Even what is it? The credit bureaus are endorsing it, but it's like they want you to pay the annual fee, which is $89 right off the bat, and then they want to charge a fee onto the credit card. So you're in debt for the $89 plus the $73, and the credit limit is $300, and you haven't done a thing. You're already in debt. You started off bad already, and they put you in this debt already. So, that's just too much. It's just too high to be, they practically used up the $300, 89 and 70, 73 or 79. Yeah, it was 73. And they used up practically half of the money that's on the credit card. They did. You didn't do it. So I told her, I said, I don't know who that is. We were talking about it, but I said I would leave that one alone. I would go to a more established company. Capital One does secured credit cards, and they're established. PNC, call some of these banks. Now, Chase Banks does not do secured credit cards. They know about them, but they don't do them. Theirs are unsecured. But get somebody that's known to do things, and they're not tying you up. If you got your bank at somewhere else, like you're at whatever bank you're at Chase, and then the company says, yeah, but you got to sign up with us and put the your money in our bank, which is an online bank that does that, and then we'll do the secured card for you. If they got all this stipulation and you got to do all this, if you really want an online bank, okay. If you don't want it, don't mess with it. Don't sign up and all that and get tied up with it. The unsecured card is the one that they give you, and there's no strings attached. You didn't put in any money at all. It's just a regular credit card. It may start out at a low fee of $300. I wouldn't go any lower than that. There are some cards that start up at $200, $150. Usually they're not named. They're not the big companies. And I would make sure that if it's unsecured, it doesn't have a fee to it. It may have the annual fee because it's for the year, but they don't have all this stuff. And they are actually reporting to the credit bureau. Also, for secured or unsecured, make sure that they're reporting to the credit bureau so that you can establish your credit. Capital One, all of them have, all the big names, Chase, all the big banks, PNC, whatever, they have unsecured cards. It could be a Discover card. But get name brands. When you start out with somebody, Mr. Hop to the Forest, here's our card, and you don't know those people. We really don't know where they came from. They just kind of showed up. It could be a scammer started up a little business, and they got enough money to start a card up. Can you imagine? They got enough money, think about it, to start a card up. And so you send your money in, and then they've printed a card out. And usually it's not a very good card. It kind of wobbles around. So pay attention to what you're doing out there and make sure everything is established. I would go after an established card, because even if they turn you down, you can talk to them and find out, why did you turn me down? They're going to send that letter out, and they'll tell you, and let your credit rest. Let it build up if you really want that card. Okay, don't keep trying your credit. Once one went down, don't go after something else, because what's going to show up are the little rinky-dink cards that you didn't know. And at the fast food person, when you hand it to somebody at McDonald's, they go, "And what card is that? I've never seen that before." Don't let them start that. Okay, that's a sure sign that that card is nowhere to be found in this universe right now, and you don't need it. You need something established. You're going to be the cash stuffer with the money, and you don't need the rinky-dink looking card later on anyway. And especially a card that pay attention to your cards. If they don't start going up on the credit limit or even asking you about your pay, usually some of the cards, most of my cards, they ask me, do you have any more income? What's going on? Put your income in the thing. And they, it goes up according to the income. They give you more credit as you go. It's usually a 6-month review or within the year. It's something, it's constantly going. If your card is not moving, pay it off if you put something on it and go find another one. But don't close it till you have found the other card. People make mistakes like that. You close your account and it brings your credit score down. And we can't keep listening to that, but close it after you got the other card in your hand. Then your credit limit, you got that credit limit still there, and it won't damage, and it'll be okay. Just let it rest a minute. Don't go after 50 million cards. Just get one at the time and take your time doing what you're doing. Okay? And unbrand, name brand. Go after the name brand cards. Go after the big horses, I said. The Clydesdales type things. Go after those cards. That's the card you want to get. Zero in on one card. Don't zero in on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay? Because you're going to bring everything down. If you're a cash stuffer, we don't need a whole lot of digital things right now and going on, and you can't handle it, and you're going to be right back in debt. But if you are going after a card, go after a name brand. Try to get a secured card. Don't go after a card that nobody knows where it came from, and they just want to throw out $300 or $200, and some even got the nerve to give you $100. Okay, don't demean yourself and go under and let them do that to you. These companies, they know what they're doing, and we need to know what we're doing. So watch what you're doing. As I always say, take your time, sleep on it, look at the flyer, or if you see it, even if the credit bureau puts it out there, credit bureaus were not built for us. They were built for the companies. The companies made the credit bureaus. It wasn't to help us, okay? The government has a program that's for us consumers, but the credit bureaus were not for us. So don't sit there and think, oh, the credit bureau has it, I'll go on and get it. No, that's the first place I go. I run the other way. So take your time, as I say, research, look for name brand things like you do in the grocery store. There's Kroger brand and there's Tide, okay? There's Walmart brand, and then there's what? Tide, real brands, okay? So right now you need to go after the name brand. I'm not saying the unbrands are completely bad, but something I don't know anything about, I'm not going to buy. So do what you have to do. Take your time and enjoy yourself. And if you don't want a credit card, don't worry about it. Cash will be king. In my house, at least. So take care. Bye-bye.